Alright, now that we have actually gone through and learned all four methods for solving quadratic equations, we are going to kind of analyze quadratic equations and determine an appropriate method to use for solving that equation, and then we're actually going to solve it. So remember, your options are factoring, square roots, complete the square, and quadratic formula. One method you could use is using the discriminant to decide which method might work best. To be honest, I don't actually use this method myself all the time. I like to look at them and kind of figure it out and try factoring first. If it doesn't work, then I try something else. But this could help you out. Other options, if you don't know how to use all of the methods, make sure you know how to at least do square roots in quadratic formula, and you should be able to solve every single problem. So, here's what I would do. First, you're going to look at the equation and see if the equation has an x squared but not an x. If your answer is yes there, then you're going to use square roots to solve. Okay, so if I have 3x squared plus 5 equals 18, there's no x, but there's an x squared, then I can use the square roots. If there's an x in there, then I can't do that. Then, for the other options, I would find the discriminant and ask if it's a perfect square or not. If your answer is yes, it's a perfect square, you can solve by factoring. Now, that's not the only option. Sometimes complete the square works well. Quadratic formula always works. Okay, so step 3, you can always use quadratic formula. So if you're struggling, no matter what, make sure you know how to do that correctly. And then I rarely choose to complete the square. So I would only use completing the square when there's not a coefficient and you can easily divide b by 2. You will not see me do any examples by completing the square in this section. I'm going to leave that up to you to decide, but let's go ahead and see how this works. Okay, so the first thing you need to do when you're deciding which methods you could use is ask yourself, is there an x squared but not an x? Well, notice for a, we actually have both. Okay, so I can't solve by square roots here. So I'm going to go ahead and get it equal to 0, and to do that, I'm going to move everything to the left. If you move it to the right, that's fine, but remember, I like to avoid a negative in front of my x squared for a leading coefficient because it gets kind of messy for factoring. So if I add 24 to both sides, subtract 78x from both sides, now this is in a form where I can better examine what I want to do. So I'm going to start by finding the discriminant and then go from there. So remember, the discriminant is the opposite, or sorry, b squared minus 4 times a times c. And if I go ahead and type that into my calculator, I actually get a really big number. But I can take the square root of that and get 66 for an answer, not 22. Okay, so since I could take the square root of that number that I got, of my discriminant, and get a whole number, I know that I have the option of factor. So I could factor. Okay, I can always use quadratic formula. And I actually already have part of the quadratic formula done. And then complete the square works. I only use it if there's nothing out front here. There is something out front there, so it's kind of messy, so I'm just going to avoid that. Okay, so I'm going to show you factoring because that's where we struggle the most. Actually, you know what? Let's do this one by quadratic formula because that's a really big number there when we're factoring. Okay, so we're going to take our discriminant. Remember, the quadratic formula is the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Don't mind my career line. But we already did this part there. So all I really have to do is the opposite of b plus or minus, and we already took the square root there to get 22. So the square root of all that over 2 times a, which is 18, and then simplify it. So we can go ahead and find x right away. So I'm going to do 78 plus or minus 22 over 36. And I'm going to split that into 2 parts. So that's really telling me 78 plus 22 over 36. And 78 minus 22 over 36. I'm going to go ahead and calculate both of those. And if you type it in the calculator, be careful, you have to have those parentheses there on the top. I get 4 for the top one, and I end up getting 1/3 for the bottom one. So my solutions are 4 and 1/3. And that's it. Again, you could factor. I avoided factoring in this one. It's just a big number, so figured it'd be easier to not do that. I'm going to move this out of my way. So that is how I decided to solve this one. For B, I'm going to go back to the beginning and ask myself the same questions. First, is there an x squared but not an x? So notice, in this case it's n squared. We have an n squared, but there's no n here. So my answer is yes for that first question. I can go ahead and solve this right away. So I have 4n squared equals negative 28. I'm going to divide everything by 4 to get negative 7, and then take the square roots. So remember, the square root of negative 7 is plus or minus I square root of 7. Okay. You could quadratic formula this, and you could factor it, try to factor it. Doesn't work too well when you factor, but these are probably the best methods, square root and quadratic formula. Okay. Let's do 2 more. Again, look to see if there's a b squared but not a b. Notice we actually have both of those there, so we can't do square roots. So now we're going to go ahead and try to use the discriminant. But before we do that, it has to be equal to 0. And this is the part that people tend to miss on the test. Make sure you move everything to the same side before you use quadratic formula or factoring. And also, make sure it's in standard form. So notice I always do b squared, then b, then my constant, and go from there. Looking at this problem, there's one thing I noticed right away, and that is that I can divide everything by 7. So if I factor 7 out, or divide by 7, I am left with b squared plus 2b minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so I have to decide between factoring, quadratic formula, complete the square, and if you're not sure, go ahead and do the discriminant. So I'm going to do this off to the side here. I'm going to do b squared minus 4 times a times c. So that gives me 4 plus 12, which is 16. So if I can take the square root of 16, that means I can factor. I could use quadratic formula, and I could also complete the square. Okay, so all 3 of those would actually work. I'm going to factor this one. So top of my x, I have a negative 3. Bottom, I have a 2. So I have negative 1 and 3 to multiply to get negative 3 and add up to 2. And this is actually an x factor one. I can go right to my parentheses and solve from there. You'll remember from the solving by factoring that that doesn't matter. So I have b minus 1 equals 0 and b plus 3 equals 0. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides, subtract 3 from both sides. I get 1 and negative 3. Okay. Last one. Same thing, make sure it's equal to 0. So I'm going to do minus 6 on both sides. K squared minus 8k minus 19 equals 0. And then if we find the discriminant, this time we get negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 19. And when I calculate that, I end up getting 140. Let me try writing that again. Okay, so when I type in the square root of 140, it's not a perfect square, 11.8. So I cannot factor this. We have to do quadratic formula. Or we could try to complete the square. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do quadratic formula because I already started the process there. This part that we just found, Okay, this part that we just found goes right into my quadratic formula, so I don't have to do a ton of extra work. So we're going to do the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 40c. So we got square root of 140 there, divided by 2 times a. We need to simplify a little bit. So 140 actually breaks down to 4 times 35. Okay, so the square root of 4 is 2, and then the 35 stays on the inside, and 2 times 1 is 2. Notice, like we talked about in the last couple lessons, all 3 of those are divisible by 2, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce it. So I find that k equals 4 plus or minus 1 square root of 35 for my final answer. Okay. Go ahead and try those next 4. Check them out with a class or with a partner. Kind of see how you're doing from there. But that's pretty much what you're doing, is you're going to decide a method, and then you are going to use it to solve. Again, if you ever struggle, make sure you know the quadratic formula, because that one always works. Have a great day.